Hey guys, thanks very much for joining me again, and today we're looking at something a little bit special. It is the M90 Mini from New Wave Toys. So they've gone up for general sales and I was able to jump on and grab one. It's one of the limited edition ones which has the bluish tint to the speakers, although it's hard enough to see. I think it's well worth it. The device itself is brilliant. Just taking a look at the packaging, I mean, this is something straight out of the 80s or 90s. It's fantastic to look at. When we say these guys do quality replicas of 80s and 90s devices, like, I mean, look at the replicates that they bring out, and this packaging is just a little bit of added joy because it brings you straight back to the 80s. Look at it. So we want to get inside here and see exactly what else they've given us in here. So if we open her up, immediately we can see on top is the instruction manual, and those little four things there, they're kind of like caps. The knobs on the M90, some of them actually do work, sort of the treble, the bass, the things like that, but they're quite small. So there's the remote control, which is a wired one. That's absolutely fantastic. So yes, the little caps you can add on top just to make charging cable, just to make them a little bit bigger so they're easier to work with. There's another great little addition or attention to detail. It's a tiny cassette tape. This is fantastic, and it actually goes inside the device itself. Look at that thing, absolute beast. So bringing her out of the box, here she stands. It's quality made, absolutely. Always wanted one of these things when I was younger. We didn't have the M90, which I think was JBL, if I'm right. We had a knockoff one, the same kind of form factor and things like that. There was a load of copies out there. Ours, if I remember correctly, had a dual tape deck, which allowed you to make mix tapes from other people's cassettes or record the songs off the top 40, that kind of idea. The AM FM tuner actually works on here, so I don't know if I would use that, but it's an excellent little touch. There's the little tape deck. Over here you can kind of see the blue tint of the speaker. I think it's a nice little touch. I'm fairly pleased with that. Like I say, these knobs up here, they actually work in regards to the equalizer and things like that, so you can adjust your treble and bass. And then we have the eject button down here, which opens up the tape deck with a lovely smooth motion. Quality. The handle up top, it actually works on a bit of a smooth motion as well. Now I can't remember if definitely the boombox that we had didn't do anything like that. Don't know if the M90 had a bit of a smooth motion. And then we have the rabbit ear antennas for the FM AM radio receiver. Quality. Now looking at the remote, I know not a lot of people did give a bit of stick to the remote because it's wired, but that's exactly what the M90's remote was. It was a wired remote. You plugged it into a port in the front of it, and it had the ability to control the fast forward and things like that. For the purposes of this device, you can power on, you can change the mode, which I'll get into in a little bit, and you can pause, play, and there is a fast forward and a rewind on it. For the purposes of this, because it's all digital, it just skips tracks or goes back a track. Not entirely sure if you hold it down, can you fast forward through. Something I'll have to give a little look at later on, see whether or not it has the ability to do so. But if we're looking at little attentions to detail or little added things, this is definitely something that I love with regards to New Wave. I mentioned it when I did the change machine that I have with the little coins that I was positive I was going to lose, which I still have. There was absolutely no need to include this little cassette tape, but how good does that look? That's a nice little addition and I absolutely love it. So on the back here, it's a bit hard to see. We have a number of various ports. So there's a 3.5mm jack, micro SD card, USB-C and USB-A. So you can install different things onto it. The SD card or the USB you could put in with regards to music stored on the card or on a flash drive just on the root, and you'll be able to play through them. I did mention that it had a bit of weight to it. I feel that this thing is quality made. I know the exterior is plastic, but it doesn't feel like it's going to crack or break on me anytime soon, and the wire mesh across the speakers is thick. It doesn't flex at all. Here it is actually in action, so I wanted to give you something just to hear the quality of the sound coming from these speakers. Now I'm not going to be able to give you too much because I will get copyright strike to hell, but listen, if you can hear that sound, there's no tinniness, the bass is there. For something that I still consider quite a small speaker, there is a lot of power coming from this, and I think it fits in so well with the arcade that I'm sort of building out here. It's nostalgia and it fits in perfectly. So here she is. This is going to be her new home up here. I think it just looks brilliantly up there, just sitting just above the arcades on a shelf, pumping out the tunes. I'm really pleased with being able to pick this up. I did say that when I discovered it that I really wanted to get one. Now there is the M90 Micro, which you could pick up as well, which is a smaller version again of this, very small actually. But I just think that these things are quality made, and I'm really happy with it. In regards to the ability to install an SD card or a flash drive in the back to play music, it's not something that I was hoping for. It's not something that I would use. Really what I'm looking for, and it works perfectly with this, is the Bluetooth. So my phone picked it up instantly, connected straight into it, started playing through the music library on the phone, or started playing through Spotify. Everything worked just straight out of the box. There was no hassle with it. I really do love this. What do you guys think? Is it something that would intrigue you? Is it something that you think you would want to have within sort of like an arcade or like an 80s feel to a room that you're doing? That's exactly why I went for this, because I want to try and recreate an arcade here. So that is very much an 80s 90s feel to it, and I think having that M90 playing the tunes in here is just perfect for it. Anyway, please comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the thing. And if you have any questions or anything, fire them my way and I'll do my best to answer them as well. Anyway, thanks very much for joining me, guys. I will see you very soon. Have a great day. Bye for now.